Drug abuse and addiction, it's a disease, not only in Oklahoma, but the entire country in the depths of an opioid epidemic. And a commission team of experts has just been formed in hopes of battling the crisis and getting people the help that they need. So with us this morning is Attorney General Mike Hunter, who created this commission himself. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
And so I know you are at the helm of this commission. And why did you take it upon yourself to create this team?
Well, I've been in this job about 6 months, but one of the first things I became aware of and alarmed by is the extent to which the opioid abuse and opioid overdose epidemic is impacting the state. So we spent some time in the office to understand it, to gather data and research, talk to law enforcement, talk to folks in rehabilitation and treatment and corrections, and made a decision that we were going to get serious about it. So, working with the legislature, we asked for permission to set this up. Got a resolution passed by the House and Senate. The appointments to the commission were made by the pro tem, the speaker, and the governor. And we really have a good team.
Good.
We've got doctors and osteopaths and dentists and law enforcement. Terry White from the mental health and substance abuse.
People with firsthand
Commission.
experience.
Yes. So I think that we've got the talent and experience and the expertise to really get a handle on this problem.
And I know yesterday was your very first meeting. So what was tackled on day one?
We assessed where we are with regard to programs that are underway, programs that are starting to have an impact on the epidemic, but maybe need fine-tuning, maybe need to be augmented, and that was our first focus. We also began to look at areas where we really haven't made progress. And so the idea is get a handle on the problem, and then the old adage, how to eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we're going to break this up into component parts and have a good, thoughtful, well-formulated solution to each.
Okay, one meeting at a time, one day at a time. The numbers are staggering here. Oklahoma has seen almost 3,000 overdose deaths just in
over the last 3 years.
Past 3 years. It's estimated also that 600 to 800 people a day in Oklahoma are waiting for beds who need inpatient treatment. But with, we're in a budget crisis too, millions of dollars in the hole. So how do you expect things to change here when it comes to the opioid problem?
Well, being smart on crime also means that you need to be smart with regard to money and funding and programs. And so the decision was made by the voters last fall that we were going to treat possession crimes differently. But if we're going to treat possession crimes differently, if they're going to be misdemeanors now, there's got to be programs, and we've got to invest in those programs. So part of what our commission's going to look at and be able to report, I'm optimistic, is that we've just got to find money for these programs. Because getting somebody in treatment as opposed to putting them in jail or in the correction system, it's like 25% as expensive. So those numbers honestly are inarguable, and we're going to be sharing those with the legislature and the governor, hopefully as a part of our report.
Okay, and referencing all that, the criminal justice reform that we voted on last November, that voters did. We did have somebody write in. I'd like to just get your perspective, your response to Joe here. Joe says most addicts are in denial. They need help in overcoming their disease. We need more recovery centers, and the state could help with funding. As a recovering alcoholic and drug abuser, the professional help in detoxing and rehab is a must. Do you foresee more centers, more help being available at some point in the future?
I don't think we have an option. I really don't. We are in a budget crunch, but this is a decision that honestly needs to be teed up with the legislature. We need to provide them the assistance, the guidance. We need to help identify funding sources. I agree. Addiction's an illness. We shouldn't shame people. We should give them help. The presentations yesterday from Reggie Whitten, who lost his son, and Gail Box, who lost her son Austin Box, we all remember him, were really compelling. These aren't just data points on a spreadsheet, these are people. And that was a part of yesterday, making sure that we provide a human face to what's going on in the state.
And also, part of that probably is relinquishing the stigma surrounding it. I know we talked to an expert, he was saying addiction and abuse is a disease like diabetes is. You know, you have it, and to relinquish some of that stigma and in the hopes of more people coming forward, I'd imagine, to get help is probably top of mind. And I think a lot of Oklahomans want to know that this isn't all just talk.
Yeah.
You know, there is going to be action that comes along with these meetings. So how do you guarantee that we see results?
Well, leadership matters, and I want to tell you that people on that commission are leaders. The president of the State Medical Association, Dr. Taubman, yesterday gave a really compelling presentation on the challenges that doctors have. Terry White is great, doing what she does with respect to mental health and substance abuse here in the state. Legislators like A.J. Griffin and Tim Downing, they're leaders on this commission. And I just have to tell you, I'm very confident that we're going to be able to come forward with stuff that makes sense and get it passed.
And you and I were talking before we went live here. This isn't usually, you know, within the duties or responsibilities of an attorney general, correct? Mm-hmm. So it must speak to your passion and your true interest in seeing a difference here.
Yeah, it's not, but it doesn't mean that it can't be a good approach. And so we had great support in the legislature to stand this up. And again, I'm optimistic that we're going to have a work product that will be successfully discharged by the legislature and the governor.
Attorney General Mike Hunter, appreciate your time,
Thanks,
sir.